Hey, what's up, everybody? So glad that you are watching or listening with us. We have a little bit of a bonus session today with my friend Val. Many of you have been listening or watching our podcast, and we talk a lot about our context and where we are. By the way, you're like, where's Nathan? Well, he's actually right behind the camera right now. This was his idea. This was not planned. So we're gonna see how it goes. She's just gonna ask me some questions. I'm gonna try my best to answer it. So hit the thumbs up, make sure that you subscribe, and we're excited about this bonus session. Hope that you enjoy it. What's up, Val?
Yeah, so I just have a couple questions.
Yeah.
So basically, I just want to know, what is the purpose of your ministry and what are some priorities you have here?
Yeah, so our ministry, I'm the youth pastor at my church, Crossroads of Life, and our ministry's name is Encounter. And, our main purpose is it's very simple, pretty short, but it's to turn decisions into disciples. We don't want to just or allow students to make a decision for Christ, but we want for students to make a decision to actually follow him and to become disciples of Christ, right? So that's our mission. Our priorities are, and man, we talk about that in the podcast a lot, man. We want students, not just to grow in him, but there's a way that we do that. And the way that we do it is we want, obviously, to reach students, but then we want them to have an encounter with him, an encounter with his spirit. So that's one priority. Are students encountering Jesus when they come here? The second thing is, are we making disciples of them? Are we giving them an opportunity to not just come to church, but to actually follow Christ and to learn from leaders and all of those things? And then the third one is this: we want students to find family. We believe that discipleship and life change happens in the context of relationship and friendship. So can we allow them to find family? So those are our three priorities on how we accomplish our mission and our vision,
awesome.
right? It's, we want to reach people, but we do that by getting them and giving them an opportunity to encounter him, giving them an opportunity to be discipled and find family.
Right. That's awesome. Also, one more thing, how did this youth ministry start off?
Oh, snap. This youth ministry is old as dirt. It is this youth ministry has been going on way before me. So I've been here as youth pastor right around 8 years. Before me, the youth pastor who's a mentor, spiritual father to me, he was here 9 years. So that's 17 years. And then the guy before him was here for 15 years, something crazy like that. So 3 youth pastors in 30 years, if that adds up right. I think it does.
Yeah,
and there was probably somebody before that, but I've heard stories that, man, this place has always been a place where students have come and been saved. Students have come and encountered his presence. Students have come and been discipled. I actually grew up in this youth ministry.
Wow.
Yeah, I got
awesome.
saved in this youth ministry, got discipled in this youth ministry, and then now I get the privilege of pastoring the youth ministry. So that's a little bit of the history. I mean, it has a very, long heritage of encountering God and students being discipled and even going into ministry, a lot of them, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. What are some things that right now, currently you're doing?
Yeah.
In the ministry?
So one of the biggest campaign process, whatever that we've been working on is something that we've called Dream Team. And we talk about it even on the podcast that people have been listening to and that we've been making and creating. In fact, we made the podcast out of the Dream Team, the Disciple Me Now podcast, out of this Dream Team initiative and campaign that we created, really to resource our leaders, and hopefully it's resourcing other leaders all around. But Dream Team essentially is where we have asked students to come along with us as their leaders, and we are giving them an opportunity to go on a journey with Jesus, to live a life with Jesus, to not just go to church, to not just be Christian by name, but to actually walk and follow him. And we're doing that through leaders. We're doing that through volunteers, and volunteers saying what Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. So it's really cool. We actually just started it, but it was being made all through 2020 coronavirus pandemic. Wow. Even before that, we were actually about to launch it, and then the pandemic hit. So we paused, obviously, and we've launched it now. And we've seen students grow. We've seen students move forward. We're seeing students actually get it, and some switches turn because there's personal one-on-one discipleship, because leaders are saying, hey, come and follow me as I follow Christ. Just like Jesus said to his disciples, hey, come and follow me. And then it says they left their nets, they left their boats, and they followed him, and their lives were forever changed.
Yeah, that's awesome. That leads me to my next question. Yeah. What are 2 big testimonies that you have seen being in this ministry?
So I would say, 2 huge testimonies. One would be a student who's actually a leader for us now. His name's Dimitri. He actually came to a Sunday morning service through a Easter invite flyer. So he came on Easter Sunday. Yeah. He was like a 9th grade kid, and I just remember meeting him. I sent so many of our students to go and meet him and everything. And really, he was discipled. He was impacted by those 3 things that we talked about at the beginning. He encountered God in a powerful way. There were leaders who took him in and discipled him and poured into him and invested in his life. And he found a family. He found people that he built relationship with, that he became really close friends with, and they sharpened him. And now, he's a leader here. He plays on our worship team. Awesome. We are just so proud. And he came from a crazy background that I won't go into, but just, so proud to see what God is and what God has done and is doing within his life. So that's one. The second one that, just comes off the top of my head, and there's probably a lot of others that can, a lot of other leaders that have other stories that they can tell, but these are the ones that were probably closest to me. There's another young student that came to the Lord really through our youth ministry, but because of our campus ministry at Duncanville High School. Wow. And he came to the Lord, and God just touched him in a powerful way. He was baptized in the Holy Spirit. But it's truly, had a lot of things that he had to work through, a lot of things from his bringing up. His name's Christian, that he had to work through, that we helped him work through. In fact, he lived with my wife and I for right about a year. And it was hard and difficult and frustrating for everybody. But God has done such a deep work in his life. He's actually going to SAGU. Awesome. Know him.
Yes, we're actually friends.
Yeah, you're actually friends. So anyway, he's going to SAGU, going into ministry, and God's just doing incredible things in my life. Those are just 2 ones that are close to me. If you ask other leaders, there are probably a ton more. But those 2 always stick out to me. I always share, because it's a power of somebody finding family, somebody having a leader pouring into them, and somebody having an encounter with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I love hearing these stories, and honestly, just seeing all of this, I was going to ask if your ministry has any type of prayer needs.
Yeah,
anything at all?
Pray, please, for our leaders, and pray for our students who are in Dream Team. It can be a little bit of a struggle to get that ball rolling, and for students to lock in and for leaders to lock in. We know that whenever it happens, it will be something really beautiful and really awesome, but we need it to happen. So we need the Holy Spirit's help in connection, in vulnerability, and those things to spark. So be praying for us there, please.
Awesome. No, yeah, for sure. That's all I have for today.
Hey, thank you so much, Val, for being on our guest
thank you.
episode, being on our bonus episode. Hey, hope you are enjoying it. Hope that you keep listening. If you missed one, go back and listen. And if you're caught up, just wait for the next one that comes out Sunday at 1 p.m. We're so glad that you're here. Remember, like we always say, subscribe to us, hit that bell for notifications. The Disciple Me Now podcast, we are having so much fun, and we hope that you are enjoying it too. And we hope that we're helping you make disciples that make disciples. Thank you.